Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate. Like I said yesterday, me and Ian do and we don't. We say happy Valentine's Day to each other and whatever. But not always give a card or, sorry, that's the flowers. And I've just made it worse. Not always give cards or presents and things like that. So not this year, we just enjoying each other's company for this evening. So last night I said I was going to be doing my shawl. Well, I started off doing wonky. I started off by doing the, oh, what is it called? Let's see if I can, did I put it back up here? No, what did I do with it? I started the road trip scarf. Well, if you've been following me for quite a while on my crafting channel, you will know that that has gone really dark. Oh, you will know that I did a shawl a long while ago. It was pink, green, white and grey. And I asked for advice on the colours on the bottom and whatever, and it was coming out so similar to that, and I was like, I don't really want another one. So I changed my mind. I am now doing the V-stitch scarf. This is what it's looking like so far. This is all that I did last night. Plus, obviously, I did about 6 rows of the road trip, and I wasn't really keen. So this is what it looks like so far. I'm out of breath because I've been running around this morning. I've sort of jumped in the shower, washed my hair, I've sort of done that. If you can notice, it's washing out to a really nice colour. If you go and watch my first videos that I put on, it's washing out to a really nice colour. And it's, the light is really bad today. I don't really know what's going on there. But this is how much I've got so far. And I've literally not even touched the cake. So what I'm going to do is do this as big as I think it will look nice, if that makes any sense, and then do the cowl like Sonia Jones did and see if I have enough. If not, then I might just buy a colour that matches one of these colours and make that the cowl bit. So that's what I was thinking. So yeah, I am not doing the road trip scarf because it's too similar to one that I've done before, and I just didn't want another one the same basically. So that's that. I only brought that over here to show you. I showed you my marshmallow man yesterday, and I took a picture and sent it to his mum, or my nephew's mum, which is my sister-in-law, and she said I'm not showing him because he will go on and on and on and on until he gets it. So, which I don't blame her, to be honest. My first coffee of the day. So today I thought that for the first hour or so I will open the camper van 3D painting and see what that is like. Yeah, so I have made a bit of progress on my jumper, and I think I showed you that last night as well. So I'm gonna get on and do some of this because this one that is already on the table is finished. This is the camper van one, and it is just literally the camper vans that are gonna be jeweled up. I still have got the plastic on, so, but I've had to put the coasters on because it keeps curling where it's been curled for so long, I assume. So I'm going to get started sort of over here and do a few little bits. Let's see how we get on. So I've done 2 colours so far. I've done the black and the grey. I don't know whether you can see, there is a difference. So I've done numbers 1 and 2 all the way across. That's just a bit glary because of the foil. I took the foil off of this bit so you could see it, but it's mainly like the windows at the top and just the bottom and the tyre. So there's obviously a wheel there, and then the windows and things. that's all I'm going to do for now, because my neck is really hurting for some reason. So it's probably because the bending down. But I'm going to start my temperature squares, I think. I'm going to see how I get on and do a couple. I'm going to see how it feels and what it's like to do. I got a comment on my video yesterday. Oh, I can't remember who commented now. It's gone. But they were asking how I would make each square the same size. What I'm going to do is follow the squares exactly how Nadia from Yarn Utopia has done it. But for every row of the squares, I'm going to use the colour of the temperature. So I think the actual squares are 5 to 7 rows long. I don't actually know, to be honest, but I do know they sort of come out all the same size, because Terry from Yarn Joy podcast is actually doing every single one at the moment. So I just think well done to you, because there's no way I'd be able to do every single one. And I just thought that obviously getting one square done, I will be able to do a good couple of days in the one square. So I'm going to make them all the same size, but just use the temperature colour for that row. So the very first ring will be January the 1st, and then the second row will be January the 2nd until I get to, say, January the 7th, and then that square will be done. And then the next square, the middle, will be the January the 8th, so on and so forth. So I'm not doing one big square worth of like 31 days or 31 rows. It will be just the rows for the temperature that day, and I will be putting this into a blanket and probably edging it with a crazy colour, because I don't want to do black and I don't really want to do white. So obviously that won't be done till probably the beginning of next year, or I might do it as I go along, work out how many squares roughly I get in a month, and sort of work it out like that. I can probably work out how many rows, if I know how many rows there are to a square, then I can obviously divide that by 365 days. So I'll do it that way and work out how many squares I got, and then if I have any left over, I might, once I've done the whole blanket, I might just edge it with any colours that are left over, like any days that are left over. We'll see. That's something that obviously I will plan in a good couple of months. But I'm gonna get on with that and watch a bit of YouTube. I've been watching Mickey Midge. I literally binged watched her yesterday. I finished watching Terry from Yarn Joy, so I'm all caught up with her. So I've been binge watching Mickey Midge. If you do not subscribe to her or you haven't seen her videos, then go to check her out. Her name's Michelle. And she makes some really, really lovely stuff, so go check her out. Yeah, I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to get on with some crochet. So I've decided to start work on my temperature blanket, and I've done 3 squares so far, and I think they're coming out okay, but one. So I'm going to explain in a little bit more detail how this is going to work. So I'm doing the Yarntopia's 365 days of granny squares, but I'm not obviously going to do 365 days. I'm just going to pick out the ones that I like. I'm going to start from number 1 and just work my way up. So this is number 1, and I have labelled them so I know what one's number 1 and what day. So row 6 to 10. No, row, this should be row 1 to 5. Sorry, yeah, this is from row 1 to 5. I will have to scribble that out. That's a good start, isn't it? But I know this is number 1. Anyway, so this here, this first square, or this first round, is January the 1st. And that is the temperature, or the colour of the temperature that I have mapped out. Then the second row, which is this row here, is the 2nd of January. Then this row here is the 3rd January, the 4th and the 5th. So there's 5 rounds in this granny square. And then that is that complete. Then number 2. I don't know whether it will block out a little bit. It has worked out a bit bigger than the other one, so it's just a bit, see what happens. If any of you got any ideas on how to make this a little bit squarer, even if I have to undo it and redo it with a smaller hook, I don't know whether that would work, or I don't know, because I'm thinking a bigger hook, but then it will come out even bigger and I don't want it bigger. So, but for instance, the middle is day 6, and then I've done that all the way up to day 10. So there's 5 rows in this as well. And when I make my blanket, I will make them, hold on one second, so they sort of go like that. And I've also done number 3, which needs blocking out, but it is a square. It's a circle turned into a square. And then that would go there, all joined with a funky colour. This one has got 7 rounds to it, and the others have got 5. So I think each square has got roughly 5 to 7 or 8 rounds. So it should be okay. And then we'll just have to work out how many is left at the end, and maybe I can put like, I don't know, like a little motif on it or something. But this one has come out really, really nice. The colours are obviously quite boring at the moment, unless you like green and blue. This one is coming out really purple, but it's not, and I don't know whether it's because it's against the blue, the green. This is the colour of it, and this is Aster, A-S-T-E-R, but it's coming out really purpley, where that is blue, and it's the same colour, and it's coming out, I don't know, maybe because it's against the green. So I'm really pleased with them so far. These two have come out the same sort of size, where this one has just come out huge. So if you've got any tips or hints for me to sort of work that out, so far I'm on day 17, so it's going quite quickly. I think if I was doing another blanket like that, I wouldn't be that far. And I am following her YouTube tutorials. I think it would be easier if they were written. So if anyone's got any idea if there's any written patterns for these, I think it would be easier for me to follow, just because I keep stopping and starting. And I might even do it on the iPad in future. Might be a bit easier, because I can't obviously watch YouTube if I'm watching them tutorials, if that makes any sense. So I think dinner is almost done, and I'm gonna go and enjoy that, and let's see if there's any more squares done. I really don't know. I've made a lot of progress, I say a lot, but a bit more progress on my V-stitch shawl cowl thing. So that's working up really nice, and I think it will block out really big. Made a bit more progress on my jumper, another couple of repeats, but I'm not going to keep showing you that or the shawl. I will probably just do a video on Friday on my craft channel of any update that I've got and whatever and so forth. I think it would be better. So I'm going to go and enjoy my dinner. So it's late, I'm tired, and I'm going to bed. I've been working on this, and for some reason I picked up the wrong size hook. I was using a 4.5mm, and I think I used that for the dark pink and half of the light pink. Then the rest of it, I picked up the wrong size hook. I picked up a 5mm, but it doesn't really matter because you can't really tell the difference. And I've got this much of the cake left. It's not as big as I thought it would be. So what I'm thinking is using the whole cake for the triangular bit or the V-stitch bit, and using either a darker pink or a Stylecraft grey for the cowl bit. But that's something that I'll have to think about tomorrow because I'm going to bed. So I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all your lovely comments, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.